All right, my friends, I hope you're celebrating this very magical day. All right, this is a once-in-a-lifetime energy, once-in-a-lifetime reflection. Aaron here bringing you some honest astrology about the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. Take two, all right? So I want to dive a little bit deeper into the elements of what's going on here about this reflection, about this astrological reflection, right? So let's start off. Saturn is home in Capricorn, okay? So what is Saturn? Saturn is the limit in astrology, right? Saturn is the brick wall. Saturn is the law, okay? The laws of our physical world, the laws of our physical reality. The limit, again, meaning if the table says it's going to take 300 pounds, Saturn is going to come by and test the limit to see if it's really going to take that 300 pounds. Is this reliable? Is this desk reliable? Can it take and hold the weight of the monitors and the camera and the microphone that are sitting on it, right? It's the maximum amount of something, okay? So something we say that's Saturnian, we say like this room is big, that room is bigger, this is the biggest, that ST, Saturnian. You know, there's more here, but then this is the most, okay? The most, the maximum amount of something, okay? So Saturn is the law of our physical reality. What goes up must come down, right? The law of attraction, all the laws of the physical world, okay? Saturn deals with our physical nature, me and you, okay? Meaning we're individuals. And yes, when we talk about Neptune and Pisces, Neptune being home in Pisces right now, and the beautiful connection that they're going to be making all the way till February 21st is a very magical thing. And like we talked about on the first Pluto-Saturn video, you know, that Neptune and Pisces energy is the oneness, okay? The oneness that connects everyone together, where we are all one. But at the same time, Saturn is reminding us that you are an individual, that you are the leader of your own life, that I cannot breathe for you, right? I cannot go to the gym and exercise for you. I cannot get you out of bed. You have to wake up and do your own work. And that's what Saturn is all about. It's about doing the work, right? So this is very important as we're going into 2020 and understanding this once-in-a-lifetime energy that we're dealing with today. You know, this is about a little after 5 o'clock right now, so the video will be up around 6 o'clock. So this conjunction happened exactly at 1 p.m. It's been happening all week. Saturn and Pluto have both been at the 22 degrees all week long. And the exact conjunction was earlier today, all right? And Mercury is up there as well. And now the Sun, let me show you the chart. The Sun is also joining Saturn and Pluto at the 22 degrees. So earlier, you know, the Sun is at 21 degrees of saying surrender. Surrender to what? This new life, this new understanding that we're living, okay? So Saturn being the laws, the limit, the maximum capacity of something, okay? Again, if I have a 12-ounce cup, I can only fit 12 ounces of liquid or whatever else in it. I need to create a larger cup if I want a 16-ounce glass of water or a cup of coffee or tea, right? So, in Pluto is about transformation, okay? It's the key adjective to representation of Pluto, all right? So Pluto is also death and destruction and transformation, the phoenix rising from the ashes, okay? And Pluto and Scorpio both have, you know, Pluto is the ruling planet of Scorpio. And it's very magical, as Pluto has 3 different archetypes, okay, where all the signs pretty much have 2. You know, Pisces is the 2 fish, Capricorn is the goat, mergoat, you know, it's got like the fish tail, as it represents the peaks of the valleys, you know, the peaks of the mountaintops to the valleys of the ocean. Okay, that is the Capricorn energy, the depths of the ocean, the deepest places we can go, as well as the highest point on a mountaintop, okay? So Pluto, you know, Hades in mythology. Pluto is the lord of the underworld, okay? The lord of great change. So come fall time here in the northern hemisphere, what happens? You know, the trees will die, they'll go inward. They're going to shed their fruit, you know, they're going to shed their leaves, they're going to shed the dead weight, right? And they're going to go internal, focusing on our internal reservoir, you know, what is within. You know, it's not that we need the heat from outside, but it's again that each sacred breath that we take is fuel to our internal fire, our internal furnace, right? So Pluto is about transformation, okay? So we have the Lord of Karma, Saturn, right? The laws of the physical world, the laws of the physical nature, reminding us to be that, that stern teacher, reminding us to be, we are an individual. Again, I cannot lift the weights for you and you get stronger. I can't read the book for you and you abstract the knowledge. It has to be a solo independent journey, okay? So that's the interesting aspects of Capricorn, Saturn, and Neptune, Pisces, is we have this oneness, where I can be was about to say something and somebody out there can like grab it from the ether. It's just like, oh, it's right here on the tip of my tongue. And then somebody else can, this is what you're, yes, that's exactly it. It's just like where our minds connect. Okay. So, we can't see, my emotions unless I'm really wearing them on my sleeves, you know what I'm saying? Or the song in our hearts. Okay. That's a very Neptunian, very Pisces kind of a thing. All right. Anyway, so we have the mergoat, Capricorn, and the two fish, Pisces, the Gemini twins. So we have a lot of duality signs, where Scorpio, represented by Pluto, is the one that has three. Okay, so first it's the snake or the scorpion underneath the surface, right? Down low, something buried down deep inside. Okay, there's a secret deep inside. Right? So something that's deep underneath, deep emotions, right? Our emotions are not something of this physical world. Saturn and Capricorn, physical world. So our emotions are not here in this physical place. I can't, hand you love. I can show and express my love in this physical form, but my love is something that's here, something that's here, something that's down in my belly. It's something that's internal, right? So the Scorpio that's beneath the surface of the sand, beneath the surface, okay? So that's the first archetype of Scorpio and Pluto. Then the second archetype is becoming an eagle, okay? So transcendence from the scorpion beneath to something flying high, right? So something that's flying very high and has crystal clear vision, the eagle that has crystal clear vision. Okay, still a bird of prey, but also a bird of nobility, of a great leader, right? That great, like it's something to be awed at when we see an eagle, like, oh, wow, look at that. We see, it's kind of cool, right? But still it's a bird of prey. And that's why it's important to understand the third archetype of Scorpio and Pluto is the eagle turning into a dove, okay? A bird of peace. Not carnivore, right? Not meat eater, not a bird of prey, but a bird of peace. So we have the Lord of Karma, the Lord, the ruler of our physical reality, meeting up with great change and transformation. Again, that phoenix rising from the ashes. And where are they meeting up? In the sign of Capricorn. Again, Capricorn has to deal with big business. It has to deal with government. Okay, like we talked about yesterday, if you caught that video, it's like Wall Street, big business. On the opposite side, Cancer, where the North Node is like, Main Street, your home kind of stuff, right? So where these two are meeting up is saying that great change needs to happen within our government, within big business. Okay, and this is going to be and should be celebrated in a magnificent way, because this is once in a lifetime energy. This is not something that's going to happen a year or two or 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 or 100 or 200 years from now. Okay, this connection won't happen again in the sign of Capricorn for a very, very, very long time. So it's definitely a gift that we're receiving now as we've been, as we're entering the beginnings of the age of Aquarius, that we must understand this great change in how we govern ourselves as individuals, and that we are, as individuals, the government, right? And like we talked about yesterday, each dollar is a vote, okay? So let's jump on that for a second. Each dollar is a vote. Where we choose to spend our money, where we choose to spend our time. Mercury in conjunction as well with Pluto and Saturn right now, what we're choosing to communicate upon. Okay. Where do we give our energy on social media? What are our conversations happening? Are these conversations, it's like in everything, Saturn kind of touches, it kind of, the Saturn squeeze, it's turning, only one way to turn coal into a diamond. That's an insane amount of pressure, right? So we feel a certain amount of pressure with this connection, okay? So it's like pressure and transformation. So Mercury being in the sign of Capricorn is like, don't speak it unless you mean it, unless you need to say it. Because that Capricorn Saturnian energy is just like minimum. We need to speak minimum, or only speaking our truth to whatever degree. What is necessary? Does this lead to expansion? Then the answer is yes. We got Jupiter up in Capricorn as well. Does it lead to expansion? Yes. Do we need more than the 12 ounces in this cup? Yes. Well, then we can get a 16-ounce cup, or a 32, or we can go big gulps and get a 64. You know what I mean? So it's like that bit of expansion. And thankfully, Jupiter's up there as well. But Jupiter can only expand within the limits that Saturn gives it. Okay, because Jupiter is still ruled by or obeys the laws of Saturn, where Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto do not obey the laws of the physical reality. Uranus, the great awakener over there in the sign of Taurus. First time it's been there since 1934. The great awakener, moving through, money and material possessions. Pluto being in the sign of Capricorn since 2008, 2009. It's been there for a long time. It takes 16 years to go through a sign. And then Neptune, it takes about 16 years as well to go through. It's a 176-year cycle. So it's taken that sweet time, these outer planets taking their sweet time through this, through these connections right now. So we have a sense of rethinking, transforming us as individuals, our daily lives. The tortoise wins the race when it comes to 2020, right? It has to do with, increments and consistency. Okay, if we want to be the change that we seek, if we want to implement that change in this world, if we want to change our government, if we want to change the big picture, which this energy is saying we absolutely can. We've been dealing with certain aspects of our government that the Roman age has put in. You know what I mean? This old thinking, okay? So it's up to us, to you, to me, all of us out here, okay, as the individuals that we are, the forward-thinking individuals that we are, to change the game. We're reinventing the wheel, okay? Something that has to do with the eclipse that just happened on Friday, right? The Cancer lunar eclipse, okay? Reminding us of our own authenticity, reminding us that inward is what matters. And I kind of quoted it, keeping up with the Joneses. And that plays hugely into this energy that's going on here today, this Capricorn, Saturn, Pluto conjunction, and the Sun conjunct as well. The Sun, I think it's going to be actually tomorrow that the Sun is exact. Yeah. So the Sun will be, right with that connection tomorrow. But either way, they're all at 22 degrees, you know what I mean? So they're all there, they're all making that connection right now. Okay. Really, really powerful. So in the sense of like that keeping up with the Joneses, here's a way to like look at that. All right. Now, I'm going to all right. So I'm gonna kind of compare this to like some local things around my area. I live in Detroit, Michigan, right? So now there's a fancy sushi restaurant. Detroit actually has pretty good sushi. There's a fancy sushi restaurant downtown called Maro. All right, it's very posh. There's a reason why I'm explaining all this, so just bear with me. It's a very posh restaurant. Their food, it's okay, but it's popular. It's in. It's hip. It's trendy. Okay, then there's another one, Ronin Sushi, out in Royal Oak, another very trendy, very hip place to be. Decked out to the nines. Their food, it's all right. Then there's this little place called Asi Sushi that's at Garfield and Clinton Township. All right, if you're locals, you'll get this, but it doesn't matter. Even if you're not a local to Detroit or know any of these places I'm talking about, you understand what I'm saying when I'm coming here right now. Who has like the most creative sushi rolls? and delicious food run by a small Japanese family. Okay. And so it's just like, where are we going to go spend that dollar? Where are we going to go spend our vote? Right? Coming full circle here. Where are we going to go spend that vote? In a place that's posh, hip, and trendy, and trying to keep up with the in crowd, you know? Or this is the transformation aspects. We can take that dollar, we can spend it on what's the really good food, the really good sushi restaurant. That's almost that more mom and pop home thing, that north node in Cancer, which where the eclipse was, the moon in the north node in Cancer, right? So the sun, opposite, sun connecting with the south node, letting go of the idea that we have to go to the trendy spots. It's like, well, go to the spot that your gut's telling you to go. I want to go eat the good sushi, right? I want those creative rolls from Asahi, something like that. Now I'm screwing up the name. It doesn't matter. It's really irrelevant because it's the point here that I'm talking about. So then, right? Asahi, there it is. It's Asahi Sushi on Garfield and Canal. Anyway, so the point is this, right? You know, if a group of us is saying, well, where should we go get some food? And then three people name off the trendy restaurant, the trendy, this is what's hip, this is what's in restaurant, right? And I'm over here saying, well, actually, this place that you probably might have not heard of, that's almost a little hole in the wall on a little strip mall, has the most amazing sushi. Let's go take our votes there. Let's try that place out. And then, long and behold, my friends are like, oh my goodness, this place is amazing. And then by word of mouth, right, by simple plan of action, simple word of mouth actions, and then now they're telling their clients or their coworkers or whomever about this little nugget, this little gem, right? So what we've done is been able to take that single dollar or dollars and vote for the place that's more authentic, that might not be the trendy place. And because now a word of mouth, because we have chosen to do this and step outside of what's the social norm, now because of this word of mouth and what's happening, the buzz, okay, that place gets busier and busier. And now we're supporting, you know, a local family opposed to this local conglomerate big business who just happened to open up here in Detroit because Detroit is becoming trendy and popular. You know, we got a lot of New Yorkers and a lot of, you know, different people coming in from out of state because the property's cheap, and it's just like, hey, we'll buy here and we'll build this huge thing and, you know, deck it out super cool. And then it's just like, well, we're you know, it's like spend a lot of money in the decor, but where we're suffering is some of the food. We have great food, but that's not, again, not the point. The point is that word of mouth transaction, word of mouth action, you know, we're changing the system. We're changing where we're spending our dollars. We're changing the reputation of places and going towards something that's more authentic. Now, again, I'm just using the sushi restaurants as an example. There's a lot of good food everywhere. But again, that's just simply an example, right? So we have this opportunity right now as individuals to not, you know, it's like going against the flow, going against the grain of the social norm. And that's what the 22nd degree of Capricorn is all about. You know, it's about being rewarded for being the individual, okay? So there's great power in that. There's great strength into that, okay? So it's just like reminding ourselves, again, that we are the government, that each voice is an opinion, and that opinion carries through, okay? So what are we giving our time to? What are we giving our voice to? Are we just jumping in and agreeing to agree because this is what's popular right now, because this is what's going on right now? Or do we have the opportunity to stand our ground, be firm, that Capricorn energy, that leader energy, and say that actually, this is the truth that I'm feeling, and it might be against the entire group, right? But we have to be willing to step on that leading edge. Not about defiance, you know what I mean? It's not about being defiant or stubborn. That's not what this energy is suggesting. It's suggesting a sense of authenticity, you know, and almost a sense of rooting for the underdog, okay? to getting away from, again, the giant corporate conglomerate, this big business mentality that we have to go here or do this or buy that. We spend money on things that we don't need to impress people that aren't really our friends. We'll say it like that, right? So this is an opportunity to transmute, to transcend, to transform this thinking, okay? To step up as leaders of ourselves, leaders of our own lives, to day by day create a practice of how we're governing ourselves, even if it's one push-up a day, if it's one sit-up a day, if it's one, whatever it is, if it's just going to yoga class once a week, and then it picks up. Now it's twice a week, then 3 times a week, and then you're doing yoga 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, and it's just like implementing these practices to live ourselves a healthier, sustainable lifestyle, right? Instead of doing shots of tequila, we're doing shots of wheatgrass because there's a sustainability in that. Yeah, we can't, there's, tequila is delicious, but it's like we can't live that every single day. It's another fun thing, like the person who's at the bar and the person on the yoga mat are both there for the same reasons. They're seeking a feeling. One is sustainable and one is not, right? And it's up to us as individuals. Can we be the one that says yes? Because that's another thing that goes on, that, if a person has chosen a different lifestyle, gone vegan or given up alcohol or, quit smoking weed or something like that, and it's just like, I can't be around those people anymore that do that. I can't go out to that bar and go dancing with you because of the alcohol is present, or I can't go, you know what I mean? And this is like shifting us into the sense of power and saying, yes, it's my personal choice. And by being present in this environment, I literally just had, I went out with a couple friends last week, and I'm not a big drinker, and my one buddy doesn't at all, and it's just like there's 5 guys around and then 2 that we're good, and it's empowering, to put ourselves in that environment, to be that strength. It encourages and empowers others to say, like, yeah, I can just get a soda, or a soda with lime, or whatever kind of beverage you want that's non-alcoholic. So it's just like we can change our lives. We can manifest the life that we're trying to live, the sustainable life that we're trying to live. And by not saying, by not keeping ourselves from the environments of where they're at, we actually empower other people too. It's just like, no, I don't smoke anymore. And then the friends that you used to smoke with, they're like, I don't need to smoke when I'm around you either. We can, rely on communication, our conversation, or we can do a task at hand that's something different. So it really empowers people by us being an individual, by us taking those steps to be the individual of living in our own truth, our own authenticity, a sustainable living, a sustainable lifestyle. By just simply following our heart, our gut, our mind, we encourage and empower other people to live in their truth and authenticity. Not that our truth and authenticity must be theirs as well. You know what I mean? Very important here. But it's encouraging and empowering. Okay. So again, how we're, all this energy in the sign of Capricorn is about law and government. And the most, can you be the most you? Can you be the most authentic version of yourself? Can you live this sustainable lifestyle? The answer is yes, 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 yes. Is your voice strong and loud? Yes. Yes, you have an opinion, you have a say, and that's very important and it matters. And your voice is recognized. Your power, your strength, your leadership is recognized amongst your peers, your friends, your family, right? And by living in that truth, we create the change in ourselves that we want to see in the world. And by doing that and not hiding in, that kind of Cancer energy by just like, I'm gonna just hang out in bed. I'm gonna hang out under the covers. It's just like, no, go out in the world. Go out, Go enjoy life. Go enjoy all of the, the fruits of life, of this physical reality. And do so to the way that you want to do it. And if that's by not drinking or not smoking or not whatever it is, are some people going to be upset? Maybe, because it's you're challenging them in a weird way. Although you're not. You're just living in your truth. So that comes with a little bit can come with a little bit of gruff or whatever, but it's important again that we're living in our truth. And again, this is energy that we're never going to see again in our lifetimes. So it's like this is a celebration. This connection is a ceremony. Okay. Now let me jump just a little bit ahead if you're still bearing with me here. Okay. Because what's to come through this connection is very, very powerful. I talked a little bit about it yesterday in the first Saturn Pluto conjunction video. Now we're going to show you a little bit deeper what's coming up. Okay. So we have a septile. Okay. That line right there is a septile. And that has to do with fate. Okay. Fate. So as soon as everything hits the 23rd degree of Capricorn, it creates the septile 51 degree aspect. Over here to Neptune. This is our dreams. Okay. This is really important. This is the icing on this is the cake. Okay. This is the meat. This is the cake. And this is the icing. All right. So first we get Mercury, our intellect, our insight, how we communicate with other people, how we receive information, how we close our mouths and simply listen, right? This is going to create this septile to Neptune. Neptune in Pisces, our dreams, our imagination, our poetry, our life song, our creativity, okay? None of those things are of this physical nature, okay? They're not of this physical world. It takes this insight, this spiritual connection, this connection to source energy, and manifests through the power of Capricorn, okay, into the physical world. That's why Saturn and Capricorn is the ruler of our physical nature, okay? And Neptune is the ruler of the unconscious, right? And this is our emotions, and this is all, so Cancer would be our emotional body, again, something we can't see, the water energy we can't see, and Scorpio energy is the, the passion and the drive, the stuff that's kind of buried deep down inside. Right? So our unconscious mind, our spiritual connection with source energy, our creativity, again, our dreams and imagination, they come to life with the septile energy. This is the universe stepping in and saying, I see you. I see what you've been doing. I see, you working toward this humanity, you as an individual, you as a people, wherever you are in the world. Right? I see what you're doing here, and you're creating something magnificent, okay? And I'm coming in to help you out. Again, this is not energy. This takes 176 years to go around the sun, okay? Now, Mercury and the sun are going to hit these every single year for the 16 years or so that Neptune's in Pisces, but Saturn, 30 years to go around the sun, Pluto, 244 years, Jupiter takes 12. You know what I mean? So it's just like the fact that we get all of this, this cosmic energy with this creative energy, bringing things into perfection. Perfection, again, turning coal into a diamond. That's what's happening here. Okay, so first, Mercury's hitting this, coal to a diamond. What is your deepest rooted dreams? Your deepest. Well, let's transform them into this physical reality. And karma says yes. Okay, so first Mercury's going to hit it. Then let's move forward a day. Now we got the sun moved to 23 degrees. Okay, 23 degrees, and you see that double line of a septile there. That's because Saturn now is also creating that. It's 2255, and it's going to be creating the Saturn Neptune septile. Just follow that line. There's a lot going on here. I'm just going day by day by day. Okay? And now look, Pluto as well takes over that septile. Okay? Transformation. Okay, this is going to happen. I'm not going to show you every day till the 21st of February, but that's when it's going to happen. And then right after that, we've got Jupiter and Mars. You know, like this connection is going to be happening throughout, I think, May. Okay, but the good chunk of it is happening through the middle of February. And at the same time, Venus is going to be moving into Pisces. Venus is exalted in the sign of Pisces because Venus is everything we love, want, and desire, right? Going into the sign of your wish is my command, the grand universe at large, you know, and creating that energy to Saturn and Pluto saying, let's make it real, let's transform it, let's make it real. How big can you dream? You know, that's the question. That's how I should have started this video. How big can you dream? Because the energy that's coming right now, what's going on in our lives, this is bigger than anything we've ever experienced ever. This is bigger than anything that we thought was possible as an individual, as a group at whole. You know, hand in hand, we cross the river together. You know, this is not a solo journey. Although my journey is independent, says Saturn, says Capricorn, I have to go to the gym and be strong so that when you fall, I can pick you up. You have to go to the gym, you have to be strong, physically, emotionally, so that when your neighbor, when your friend, when your family member falls, that you can help pick them up. That's how we work together. That is the community, you know? That is the government that we're creating, right? So are we spending time, energy, in places that we don't need to spend them right now? That's taking away from our truth, taking away from our own authenticity. Are we spending time complaining or focusing on an issue that, you know, we can't do anything about? Or if we can do something about it, complaining is not going to solve it. You know, not that you're a group of complainers, I know you, you know, but that's important, you know, juice for this. That's important fuel. Where are we spending our time and energy? How are we living our daily lives? Are we getting up in the morning excited? Because we should be. Because we are the creators of the age of Aquarius. We are the dawn, okay? We chose to be here in this time. We chose to be here in this place. We chose the experiences. There is no bad, you know, bad experience. Every bad experience, quote unquote bad, leads to a blossom, you know, leads to fruition over on another hand that is far greater than the bad experience that we dealt with, that we went through, you know. So this is about transformation, death, and resurrection. The phoenix rising from the ashes, our voice rising. Empowerment, right? So this is a good time. This is a good day. This is a good month. This is a good year. One of the best years that we're going to, you know, not best years, but I mean, this is a great year of awakening to our own power, our own truth, our own leadership, you know, and standing strong in that. Capricorn is the knees, strong knees, strong back. All right. I think that about wraps this up here for this Saturn-Pluto conjunction in 2020, round 2. My friends, I hope you have an amazing day. I hope you have an amazing week. I hope you have an amazing month. I hope you have an amazing year, right? And I'm still, you know, we do this every single day here. There's always something new to talk about. I just want to dive a little bit deeper into those aspects and know that your voice, your strength, your power is heard, and it makes a difference in this world. So don't think for a moment that it doesn't. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.